I wanted to do a quick little video for you folks that shows you how you can use Google Jamboard. But before I get started, I do have a disclaimer. I, for years, have been using one of these fancy schmancy graphics tablets, and it really is kind of required in order, or at least you need something with a touch screen, maybe a touch screen laptop or a Surface or something. This is what I've been using, and I write on this with one of these styluses. The thing that got me going on it was the Promethean board. I never had a Promethean board, but Promethean had a slate like this. It was called Active Slate, and I began using that to make videos. So I got this on Amazon. This is known as a Wacom tablet or a Wacom tablet, WACOM. They're not cheap, but for me, I consider it a good investment because it is just such a wonderful way to share and to write when I'm making videos. So let's take a quick look here. If you want to get one of these on Amazon, this guy is a small one. It's a smaller one than what I have, and it costs $79.95. If you want the one that I have, the size that I have, it's $199.95. So I get it. It's not for everyone. So some of you may be opting out right now. If you're still interested in seeing more, I'm going to talk a little bit about how I'm using Jamboard to go through problems with the kids. So let's take a look and let's see. So first of all, let's go find some practice problems. So I think I'm going to take a look at these 1.3 practice problems. And let's say that the kids have questions. They say, hey, I was working in section 1.3 and I had a problem, so then I pull it up and as long as maybe I know maybe the kids have the questions in the same order as me, maybe they don't. We can always look through the questions, find the one they had difficulty with, or if you take my earlier video tip, you will have the questions in the same order as the students. At least I hope that tip worked out that way. So anyways, so let's say that we have a problem that we'd like to work on with the kids. And so what I'll do is, first of all, in Windows, I use this handy dandy tool. It is called Snip and Sketch. Let me see if I can show you guys. If you're using a Mac, you can use something like, God, I can't remember the key sequence. Something like Shift Command 4, I believe it is. You might need to Google that. Screen capture on a Mac. I think it's Shift Command 4. It'll do the same kind of thing. So anyways, with this snip and sketch, and by the way, older versions of Windows had snipping tool. You might have snipping tool. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and say new, and it will let me grab a section of the screen. And then that is immediately put into the clipboard. And so but if I wanted to be sure, I could click this button down here to copy it. And then we'll go over to Google Drive that you know and love. And we will go to the new button. And under the suite of tools, we have something called Google Jamboard somewhere in there. And Google Jamboard is just a whiteboard that you can use to draw on. And it can be used for collaboration, apparently, but I have not used it for that. One of the neat things is once you create the Google Jamboard, it becomes a document in your Google Drive. So let's go ahead and name it. We're going to call this Summer School Experiment. And supposedly, if I go back to my Google Drive, maybe it's not showing up just yet. Let's see. There we go. Summer School Experiment. There it is. It's a document that's appeared in my Google Drive. These days, everybody is trying to they're trying to do dark mode in all of their software and apps. So when I draw, I'm going to go ahead and make a dark background instead of a light background. That's personal preference. You do whatever you are comfortable with. And then Man, if I knew how to draw with my mouse, I would, but fortunately I have this stylus that goes with my graphics tablet. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and choose a color. One of the things I don't like about Jamboard is that I don't really have a whole lot of color options. The best colors to use on this black background are going to be this gold and this white. Maybe the blue shows up okay. Not too bad. The blue shows up okay. The green, unfortunately, it's okay. It's just a little dark. Anyways, I like to start off with gold. I have to admit I'm a little biased. I'm a Panther, and we got the black and the gold. So maybe you'll end up using a different color at your school. Anyways, let's see here. So we copied that thing. So let's go ahead and paste. So I usually just click somewhere in the middle of the screen and then Control V to paste. And then here's the problem. And it could have been a graph, it could have been almost anything. And by the way, another neat thing you can do, something that I did during the middle of the lesson with the kids, is we were talking about PEMDAS, order of operations. So I just pulled up another tab and I searched for PEMDAS. And one of the kids was asking about, is it always, addition before, is it always multiplication before division? I've heard da 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 da. And so I just went and looked for a graphic that I thought, kind of helped to explain the situation. And then I was able to just copy that image, go back to my Jamboard and paste. So this is kind of neat. And then after I've got all my stuff on the screen, I can begin to write, and I can write on top of everything. I can go ahead and let's go ahead and get my gold pen, and I think I like this marker. It's a little wider, and then I can say, hey, I can go ahead and annotate that image I just put in. I can annotate this image, and I can just begin to write. So I'll go ahead and start doing some of the math here. So we'll do something like 3 times 4 times 4 is 16, plus 21 divided by 3 is 7. And so now we're doing some math, yay. And while I'm talking, I can do the writing, and I can use this as a whiteboard to share with the kids. Now, one of the other things that I like about this is that I can go and just start a new slide. So let's say that I need more room to talk about this, or let's say that I want to talk about a new topic or another problem. You just go to the right, and now I've got a new slide. And again, I'll change the background to make it dark. By the way, you'll notice that they do also have some backgrounds that have some graph type grids, so you could experiment around with that. But unfortunately, they don't have black with a grid. So I don't know why, but that's unfortunate. Anyways, let's see here. What else? Let's say that you're working on something really cool and you want a part of this, and then you want to add to it later on. Well, you can you can pull this down, and this will give you kind of a thumbnail sketch view of all your pages. And then you can click on the page that you want to duplicate, and you can duplicate it. And then you can get in there and make changes. So if you wanted to oh, interesting. And then you can add frames in between. Wow. So it looks like you can kind of use this as a bit of almost like a slideshow type thing. What else? Anything else over here? Download as PDF if you wanted to. You don't really need to, because remember, you've got it right over here as a document in your Google Drive. Of course, you've got an eraser, so we can go in there and erase. I don't love the eraser. So on some of the better whiteboard software, the eraser gets bigger as you move it around faster, and that can be really handy. This eraser doesn't seem to have different sizes, so that's kind of a bummer. Also, you've got this arrow, and I'm not entirely sure what that is for. I guess that lets you click on things that are movable. And, you can duplicate objects, so that's kind of cool. What else? Sticky notes. I don't think I'll ever have a use for that, but maybe you will. And you can go ahead and click on image, and then you can pull up an image from wherever, or just copy and paste like I did. And of course, you've got the laser pointer. The laser pointer lets you highlight things, but it goes away immediately. Now, obviously, you can do the same thing with a pen. You could always, highlight things, and then if you want it to go away, you just click undo, and then it's gone. What else? You can clear the whole frame. Let's give that a shot. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. Bye-bye. That worked out the way we thought it would. And then there's this whole thing open on Jamboard. I have no idea. I suspect that that is one way you can do collaboration, but since I have not used this for collaboration, I am not going to go into that right now. I just wanted to give you folks an idea of how one way to take problems from the Scout problem set on Canvas and then kind of isolate it and make it so you can do a written and verbal explanation of the problem. I don't know if this is going to help you or not, but I hope that it does. And if you have questions, thoughts, concerns, please let me know.